the peace and tranquility of life in the foothills of the German Alps in southern Bavaria. Shattered by the best stunt rider in the world.
Oh, yeah.
In the world of stunt bikes, Christian Pfeiffer is the best there is. Last year, when he went along to the Stunt Riding World Championships to test his tricks alongside those of his rivals, he wound up winning the event.
After qualifying for the competition in 2003, I suddenly found myself second overall going into the semi-finals and final, and I felt no pressure there. Then I won and it was unbelievable. But that was as a result of riding when I was so relaxed. I guess the other guys, the favourites, were all a bit nervous. And you can't get the same results as you would when you're training, when you're nervous in a balance-dominated sport like stunt riding. With me, that day, it was the other way round. I was relaxed and then I was in front.
Since then, Pfeiffer has continued to impress, taking the European title earlier this year, and in June he claimed the first leg of the World Championship in the Czech Republic. With his innovative moves and super confident handling, Pfeiffer will be looking to retain his title at round 2 in England this October.
There were 15,000 people in the crowd. It was an amazing atmosphere there. Towards the end, it was very tight between Umberto Libeiro and me. And I believe that the pressure that was on him may have got to him and prevented him from giving his best. I can still improve in the final round, so I'm now in a pretty good position for it.
In a stunt bike final, riders are given 8 minutes to showcase their talents. And as there are no restrictions, the competition is effectively freestyle. Whilst most riders choose to use one bike, Pfeiffer keeps up his image as the ultimate crowd pleaser, using 2. His Gas Trials bike, as well as his Ducati Monster. Away from competition, Pfeiffer divides his time between his family, training and travelling to his latest show. As a professional stunt rider, he takes bookings via his website and spends most weekends putting on performances around the world. When we caught up with him, he was in the process of building a new house and couldn't wait to show us around. The new family home is next door to his childhood home, the place where he fell in love with motorbikes and developed his interest for riding in unusual places.
He was a special child, our Christian. He even rode donuts with his bike on our roof, to the terror of our neighbours. His mum and I were also pretty terrified by his antics. One day, when it was time for lunch, he was still up on the roof. His soup was getting cold on the table, so we shouted for him to come and get it. But he came down so quickly that he ruined 10 roof tiles in the process. I've a good mind to deduct some money from his next wage packet.
Pfeiffer Sr. can be credited with introducing his son to motorbikes after taking Christian on journeys on his bike as a small child. Then, at the age of 5, he gave Christian his first motorbike.
You can probably compare it to buying shares. They either lose their value or, as in my case, skyrocket, like what's happened with Christian. So the investments I made all those years ago have really paid off, 100%. I would even be tempted to say they've paid off 1,000%.
After catching the biking bug, Pfeiffer Jr. turned to trials bikes, where he developed the tricks that are the basis for what he does today. It wasn't until 2001 that he switched to the larger machines and started to earn his living on his Ducati. At competitions today, he still uses both bikes, but the majority of his signature stunts are aboard the Monster. Practice makes perfect. Here he's on a private road, by the way, but even the best riders fall off. An accident 5 years ago caused by faulty brakes threatened his career as a professional rider.
I fell off in 1999 and I was out injured for a long time, over a year. I had a lot of time to reflect and I decided that when my wrist and my knee were okay again, I'd like to have a different comeback. At that time, AC Farias, a Brazilian guy, inspired me. He could do amazing stunts on a big motorbike. And following that, I decided if I came back, I'd train on big bikes too.
Right now, Pfeiffer is juggling his stunts with spending quality time with some other promising young riders. When he takes time off from his punishing schedule, Christian Pfeiffer is a regular family guy, playing with his daughters Pia and Amelie.
I really have to relax more. I hope that I'll have a bit more spare time when I finish the house. Then I'd like to spend more time with my children, be outdoors, go running with them next to me on the quad bike. I find that very relaxing.
For the boy that grew up on bikes, Christian Pfeiffer is now living his dream.
It's a wonderful thing, playing with balance and feeling the acceleration of the bike. It's always fascinated me, and it makes the sport so intense. For me, there's actually nothing better than stunt riding. This is my passion and my hobby, and it's become my occupation, and now I deal with it on a professional level. I can only say it's my dream.
Da 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 da.